A robot battlefield on the floor of the Memorial Coliseum, and Vancouver students are right in the middle of the fight. Why humans are just as important as machines in this competition. Plus, teachers step aside.
It's a great opportunity.
The lessons that students at Hazel Dell got from some unusual instructors. And prom season is just ahead. How hard work at one school will make it easier for girls at every Vancouver public school to make it to the big dance. With a rousing start, the regional robotics competition gets underway. Teams from the Northwest, Alaska, Utah, even Mexico try to punch their ticket to the World Championships. Hello and welcome to In the Know. I'm Chad Young. The Skyview High School Stormbots were one of 58 teams competing in this year's challenge. Nick Vole has more from Portland.
The Memorial Coliseum behind me has hosted thousands of basketball and hockey games throughout the years, but today it's hosting a different kind of competition.
The Skyview High School robotics team makes its final adjustments as it prepares for the first match of the day. The pits, deep in the bowels of Memorial Coliseum, are noisy and full of energy. These teams, 58 in all, spent 6 weeks preparing their robots, with each team member serving a different role.
Because they're experiencing the same thing that engineers in the real world experience, which is teamwork, the importance of communication.
Now, they take their creations from the classroom to a much larger stage.
As you can see behind me, the crowd here at Memorial Coliseum is pretty big, and it's easy to understand that once you walk through these double doors and see the show that's going on down on the floor.
Here's how it works. 6 teams compete at once. They're put on one of 2 sides, red or blue. Working with their new alliance, the teams direct their robots to pick up the inflatable rings and deposit them on the hooks hanging from the end walls. With so much going on, the machines must perform, but the human element is just as important.
Working together is a really big part of making sure that our alliance comes together.
As the Stormbots approach the battlefield, they talk strategy with their new allies.
We're really good at getting up on the top shelf and things like getting the top ones. So like if we had a team that was a short robot, then we would want to only put ours on the top and they would put theirs on the bottom. And so we try to utilize what we're good at and what they're good at.
From Skyview High School in Vancouver, Washington, Stormbots.
Keep your eyes on robot number 2811. In this first match, things don't start off well as the robot drops the inflatable ring twice.
We had made a change to the way our grabber grabbed because we had been popping tubes in the last match yesterday. So we added some surgical tubing to kind of prevent that, but it made it too slippery.
But the team sticks with it, and the points begin to pile up as Blue dominates the match.
Our alliance score as a group was 96, and then the Red Alliance had, I think, 12. So we did pretty good.
We went out there today with a good game plan of what we wanted to accomplish, and I think we did that really well.
With more rounds to come, the team makes adjustments.
Trying to get our little grabber thing improved.
At the end of the 2-day competition, Skyview found itself in 18th place out of 58 competitors. Of course, taking the regionals would have been nice, but the team walked away as winners nonetheless.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but when the 6 weeks is over and our bot is back in school and we're all just sitting around talking, it's all good memories, it's all good thoughts coming out at the very end.
For In the Know, I'm Nick Vole.
Skyview's dance team, The Rain, lived up to its name, winning its 2nd state championship in the last 3 years. This is home video of the team performing the winning routine at the state championships in Yakima. It's called Venetian Ball, and it has a Harlequin theme. The dancers incorporated a number of props into the routine, which made it challenging. The team practices about 3 hours a day, plus weekend performances. With that much preparation, the team was ready for the big stage.
I thought that we would win. I had that, that thought in the back of my mind, but I didn't want to, get too excited, and I didn't want to tell them because, you get that gut feeling like we've really got something special.
I kind of had a relay moment where I wasn't really sure if they really called our name or not. So then when it processed in my mind, it was just pure bliss, and I couldn't believe that all the hard work paid off.
The entire performance at Yakima is available on YouTube, and we will show it in its entirety after this broadcast if you're watching on Comcast. The Fort Vancouver High School community is mourning the loss of a legend. Longtime football coach Gary Boggs passed away at age 69. Coach Boggs led the football team for 34 years, guiding the team to 163 wins, 5 league championships, and 5 playoff appearances. New Trappers football coach Eric Olikainen played under Coach Boggs when he was a student at Fort.
When I think of Coach Boggs, I think of his motivational speeches. He would get his team fired up. I mean, he would put the hairs on your arms would rise up, and the hair on the back of your neck would rise up.
But his players are quick to point out, Coach Boggs' influence went far beyond the football field.
Well, he was a mentor, he was a friend. You know, he inspired me. The reason I'm a head coach right now is because of Gary Boggs. I mean, everyone grew up and, you know, they looked up to him, and a lot of people wanted to be him. I wanted to be Coach Boggs. So his legacy isn't his record. His legacy is the, you know, generations of men who are better people now because of him.
Coach Boggs retired after the 2000 season. He died of complications from cancer. He is survived by his wife, 6 children, and 4 grandchildren. In a touching gesture, hundreds of friends, former players, and community members came out for a memorial ceremony at Fort Vancouver High School. They're not police officers, but school district security personnel get trained like they are.
You are responding to a call about a suspicious male in a parking garage.
Take a look at that. It's a virtual reality training simulator. District resource officers who patrol the hallways at middle and high schools stepped into it to evaluate how they would react in dangerous situations, even if they are unlikely in a school.
The nice thing about the trailer is it offers a security officer or law enforcement officer an opportunity to really exercise their skills and their techniques and see if they work. And if they work, we'll certainly tell them that. And if they need help, we'll do that too.
Retired Sheriff Fred Howard runs the simulator with his computer. He can decide what happens next in any scenario depending on what the officer says and does. His company takes it all around the state, training law enforcement officers in a risk-free environment. He was on hand for a whole week to give VPS staff a chance to try it out. A Hudsons Bay student steps forward to help Vancouver girls have a dream prom. When sophomore Christina Chen heard that the Vancouver School District Foundation was ending its popular Operation Fairy Godmother event, she picked up the torch. Christina organized a prom dress drive called Dreams Coming Alive. For a month, she collected dresses, purses, shoes, and beauty supplies.
And some of them are from parents and students and just. And this one guy was so sweet. He brought his late daughter's prom dress, and I was like, oh.
The National Honor Society and Key Club helped Christina with the drive, along with a number of volunteers. High schoolers from any Vancouver public school were allowed to pick out a dress during a special event at Hudsons Bay. According to school staffers, many students wouldn't be able to attend prom without Christina's efforts. The weather cooperated for the annual Children's Culture Parade this year. Hundreds of third graders from around Vancouver marched around Fort Vancouver, showing off what they have been learning about their heritage.
It's awesome. It's just so much culture, seeing the kids all excited, working with the ROTC folks, the mayor's here. It's just a beautiful setting. We're lucky to have a beautiful day too. So.
Lincoln! Lincoln! Lincoln!
Close it this way, guys. Close it this way.
They get really excited about learning about their culture and about other cultures.
If you're watching us on Comcast and you'd like to see more, we're showing highlights of the parade after this broadcast. On Channel 29, the entire parade will air a number of times thanks to our friends at the Evergreen School District. Time now for We Learn, an in-depth look at how technology is being used in Vancouver classrooms. Colleen Nelson shows us at VSAA, teachers are taking a winning approach to pumping up student involvement.
So I'm going to ask the audience.
Good for you.
You've seen the technology already on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. The audience uses handheld devices to vote on which answer they think is right. In Ken Winkley's classroom, that same kind of technology is used to help students learn. Mr. Winkley teaches science at the Vancouver School of Arts and Academics. Using responders, he can quickly gauge his students' progress.
Well, it's immediate feedback, paper immediate feedback. The parents get immediate feedback because I can put it into the grade book already within a half an hour of being done.
The students are enthusiastic about punching in their answers.
They're used to texting, so because they're used to texting, they're already connected, and the engagement is pretty much complete.
When it comes time for a test, or as Mr. Winkley calls them, celebrations of learning, the software collects students' answers, automatically logging their scores. That makes Mr. Winkley more efficient, reducing his grading time. In some group discussions, the responders work as an anonymous polling device listing the most popular answers, allowing everyone to see how well the class grasped the material.
I think it just makes me feel good about where I am because I see how everyone else answered, and if a bunch of other people got the same thing wrong, then I don't feel so bad.
I don't have to go back and look and see, okay, what were some of the major problems by hand.
That instant feedback allows the teacher to tweak his lesson plans, and the students adjust too.
So we can find out within a class period or two how we did, so we know, I guess, exactly what to go back and relearn or work on.
I think finding out right away whether you got it right or wrong is very helpful.
For In the Know, I'm Colleen Nelson.
Spring is here, and as you get your garden started, you might want to head over to Hudsons Bay High School. The horticulture program has a fresh crop of plants for sale, ready to go in the ground and round out your garden. Teacher Kelly Tooker is in her first year at Hudsons Bay and has been trying to find a nice mix of plants for her students to grow.
A lot of our produce comes out during our summer months when the students are not in school. So we're trying to find things that we can plant here, including perennial asparagus, rhubarb, and other plants that come up in the early spring or in the late fall when the students are back in school, so they have the opportunity to see their products harvested and used.
One of the program's goals is to teach students the value of sustainability and to show them how to grow plants in an urban environment. The 4-inch starts at Hudsons Bay are priced to sell at $1 each. They're cheaper than you'd find at the big box stores, and you're helping the school's horticultural program. The greenhouse is open on the first and third Thursday of every week, all the way through June. Students learn a lot in the classroom, but every now and again, it's fun to shake things up. That's exactly what they did at Hazel Dell Elementary for the 23rd Annual Enrichment Fair.
Kids are smiling, they're moving, they're having a great day.
It's easy to see why students are smiling. Once a year, community volunteers fill the hallways at Hazel Dell Elementary for its enrichment fair. They teach the students about things that aren't covered in the curriculum.
It's like a break from school during school.
Lessons include martial arts, tortilla making,
okay, she's going to be blowing bubbles,
special art projects, birdhouse making,
looks good,
dance, and even some high-tech skills.
What I'm looking forward to the most is the simple machines. It's where you take apart the electronics and then you can make your own simple machinery.
Students took 3 classes in the morning, then spent the afternoon writing and talking about what they learned.
It's fun, but you mostly learn things in a fun way.
This year, more than 150 people volunteered and instructed students in more than 30 topics.
It gives students and children a chance to interact with people who have a passion and experiences that they may not get from a classroom teacher.
and switch.
It's really a partnership, and that it makes Hazel Dell a very special place.
Some of the volunteers include current and former Hazel Dell parents, and since the event is now in its 23rd year, some former Hazel Dell students also came back. That's it for us. I'm Chad Young. We'll see you next time on In the Know.